Good afternoon. It is Sunday, 1:40 p.m. on February the 2nd, 2025, and today I'm going to redo a video that I attempted to do the other day, uh, and it was brought to my attention that, the video and audio quality was not that great. First of all, my name is Charlie Roberts. I'm with Roberts Pest Control, and welcome to our new channel. Check us out on Facebook.com at facebook.com/RobertsPest. Today, we are going to be reviewing the Pesttool, which is right here above me. The Pesttool is a new age version of a crush duster. It's an electronic version of a crush duster. I do have one here, but my green screen doesn't like it. So as I hold it up, it's going to appear camouflaged and weird. So we're just not going to do that. Um, I also have a video here of me actually using the unit, which I'll go through with you as well. I'll go through some cons, I'll go through some pros about this particular unit, and in comparison, its major competitor on the market, the Exacticide Dust, which is what I'm used to using. I've eyeballed this thing for several months, and I've been very excited for it to hit market. Uh, it looks smaller, more versatile. The Exacticide was a bit bulky, and sometimes you get dust clogs just because it was a design. It's a cheaper design. It's twice the expense, which I don't understand. So if you Exacticide folks are watching this thing, I don't. While I appreciate your concept and I appreciate what you're doing, your price point versus how well this is made in comparison to this Pestool, absolutely night and day difference. You're looking at a Maserati in the Pestool versus a Geo Metro in the in the Exacticide Duster. For those of you that don't know what a Geo Metro is, it's a 90s style car. It looks like a pregnant roller skate. Shows my age. So we're going to dive right into the Pesttool, and I'm going to first of all show a video of how it's used, how I'm using it. I am using it in an apartment that has German cockroaches, but it can be used for anything. It can be used to deliver dust. It can be used to deliver dry flowable baits. Comes with two of these little jars. These little jars here, you'll notice this one has defense dust. You're going to get this in the package. You're going to get two batteries. They look almost Milwaukee style. I haven't tested yet. They are 12 volts, not 18. So you electrical guys out there would know better than me whether you could even go to an 18 volt. I wouldn't advise it at this point. Uh, just not played with that. You get cleaning brushes, which I thought was a nice touch. I mean, this whole thing, when you get it, you're going to get it in a case. You've got four brushes to help clean the thing. I don't recall getting that in the Exacticide kit. You got a case with cheap uh, cut foam, and the foam never lasted. The unit, if it fell over in the truck, it leaked. I haven't had this thing long enough to be able to tell you if there's any leakage that will occur over time. I'm sure there will be some sort. However, I'm not seeing it as of this point. You get this cool little flex hose, and this cool little flex hose is similar to what you see on a borescope, and it will bend like so, and it'll get into hard to reach areas. You can put a tip on the end of this thing. This screws right into your Pesttool, and then you can use whichever tip you desire. The tips are metal. I dig that. I really do dig that. You've got a small, you've got a large, and you have a telescoping. The telescoping is rather cool because it does just that. It telescopes. It gets into these hard to reach places. Uh, really cool idea. Really thoughtful idea on the folks of the Pesttool folks that designed this thing. You do get a charger. You get a nice case. Um, yeah, and you get an extra top for your other bottles. So, all in all, I think that it's for the $350 price point that you pay versus an Exacticide. I think Exacticides are six fifty, maybe more at this point. They're almost twice as much as this thing. This thing's handheld, versatile, has a flashlight built into it, and a good one. not a chintzy flashlight, a good one. You can get up underneath those sinks, into those cracks and crevices, and really get into there. Now, in this video I'm about to show you, you're going to see me use two of the tips. You're going to see me use the small metal tip. You're going to see me use the telescoping tip. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and transition into this. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I can cut the scene two for a minute. Okay. Now in this video, I'm underneath a sink in an apartment. I'm getting in to the cracks and crevices with this thing. I'm on a German cockroach hunt. This person has a problem with German cockroaches. I'm trying to get in there to try to test this tool, getting in between everything. And it just, there's some cool things about this. You know, it's a trigger system. It's not a dial system. So, you know, it's as hard as you pull the trigger. You'll notice a couple of times I may pull it a little bit too hard. But, you know, this is really a test. Now I'm switching to the telescoping wand, which, you know, for these hard to reach areas, especially back behind toilets, when you need to get in behind the wax ring, when you need to get in behind that wall where all the plumbing comes in, and you got a bathtub sandwich there, that's really, really handy. And you're going to see a couple of application uses that I use for it. Stupid me has to take the tip off. We're going to go over the tips here in a minute. Now we're going to see me throw it in there, and you see how I've extended it. Very simple. I can get in between the bathtub and the baseboard, and underneath the floor and the baseboard, which is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now I'm getting in under the wax ring a bit because that is a moist area that's conducive to pest issues. And I'm carrying the flashlight, guys, because I'm just used to the exact side duster. Now this is cool. These rings in an apartment setting a lot of times are a super highway for cockroaches. So I'm just putting a bit of dust back there. See, I'm goosing the trigger just a hair. And I should be wearing my PPE, guys. I'm not wearing my PPE on this video. Shame on me. Getting up underneath baseboards. This would be handy in a bed bug job. It's nice, quick. You can take nice, quick shots. And then I can get in back behind outlets, you know, in apartments. How many times have you seen apartments where it's just not a perfect cut? It's, you know, you can get your duster back in there without removing that plate. All in all, great tool. I had fun using it. All right, and then we're back to now we're back to me. All right, so that is my use of the Pestool. I love it. But let's go get into some cons that I don't necessarily like. And I'm going to seem nitpicky. I'm going to seem nitpicky because maybe I am. So I've got a metal wand here. Not bad. All right. Follow me back, camera. Come on. Sorry, the camera follows me, and every once in a while when I move, it doesn't like that. There we go. All right. So, and that is kind of a cool thing about my camera. I'm using an OBS bot camera I got on Amazon. It's an AI camera. Pretty cool stuff. So here I've got my metal end. Hear me out. So if I'm in a kitchen, you have metal, and you stick into a outlet. You cross the red wire and the black wire. What happens? You have an arc, right? Well, they provide you these little TPU printed ends. And for those of you that don't know what TPU is, it's a flexible material that's typically used in making phone cases for 3D printers. Um, I think it's very thoughtful that they did this, but I think they could have put just a tad bit more thought into the design of this thing, because this thing goes on like so, and it goes flush with the end. But as you wear, and you can't really see it with this one. Yeah, there you go. See what happens? As time goes on, this thing slides the metal out here. Something that would have been very, very simple for the engineer designing this would have been to go to the inside tip of this thing and give it a little flange, like maybe a 1/4 inch, to where when this end slid in, that it caught a lip and could not go any further. That would have protected the end, and you would have given you a little bit of flex at the end when this thing goes on, which I thought would have been a good touch. Now I'm going to take this a step further. I actually do some stuff through Fusion 360. I'm not that great, but I think I could probably get this done. I'm going to redesign this part to where I could turn around and create that lip so that just in case a technician gets in, because we bought 3 of these things, a technician gets in, accidentally gooses something the wrong way, I don't have that whole electrical hazard. That's my only real complaint. It's going to seem really nitpicky. Um, I love the bottle. It's smaller, and I thought I wouldn't actually. That was actually something I was batting around. You know, when you deal with dust, you don't need a lot, right? Any professional operator knows you don't need a lot. So, why do you need something the size of a coffee mug in the case of the Exacticide duster? Unless you're using Nyban. Now, full disclosure, dust only in this thing. Dust, dry flowable baits are fine, no grainy stuff. Uh, I just really, looking at this thing, wouldn't trust it with anything granular. That is one thing that the Exacticide duster does have over this thing. It does have the ability to take Nyban and be able to put Nyban through it, and on an outside surface, especially in rainy or winter weather, where you would choose to use a bait on the exterior of a home. I don't typically. I save that for some spring services. I typically granulate, and I do that with a Heumann granular spreader, and we'll get into one of those later. Um, you have a bit more that can happen through an Exacticide duster, but it's not enough to make a difference. It's not enough to justify that price point, which is absolutely ridiculous. The Pestool is about $350. Uh, it's affordable, but that's if you're a professional operator and you're the guy paying the bill, you have a bit of a hard time typically between buying your guys a $12 crush duster and a $350 tool. So let me go through the advantage of why you would want this tool and why I purchased this tool. I'm about speed and efficiency. If I can make my business more efficient, pick up more stops a day, and provide my customer that same service that I typically would provide or more, it's a win-win. My price points don't go up a whole heck of a lot, um, because I am picking up more stops. That's just my business philosophy. Now, other guys will look at it and be like, oh, $350 for this, $350 for that. Guys, welcome to 2025. You're not in 1960s to 1990s pest control anymore. You're going to have to work smart, because otherwise these national competitors that come in are going to outwork you. Therefore, you need tools like this. You need backpack sprayers. You need electric granulators. You need things that are going to make your job easier. If you can make your job easier and not have to hit the price points that your competitors are, you're going to come out smelling like a rose. Are you going to have to make an initial investment? Absolutely. I'm making an initial investment in this stuff. But I'm seeing from a business owner's perspective more productivity, which is going to equal more dollars. And when it equals more dollars, it's going to be a better situation for you, not only you, your techs, your customers. I don't know about you, but I hate having to send those letters out and say, oh, we've got an 8% increase or we've got a 12% increase. I'd rather keep my increases, you know, the way they used to be, 1%, 2%, 3%, you know, somewhere in that range. And, you know, over the past 4 years, you know, we have had astronomical price increases in the industry. Materials have gone up, but they are also supporting us by bringing these tools in. So I would highly suggest taking a step back, especially if you're the single man operator. You're the single man operator that's just out here getting started. Make your job efficient, because the more dollars you can put in your pocket, the faster you can hire your first tech, the faster you can afford trucks and graphics and things like that that are going to make your business pop, that are going to bring you more dollars. Okay. They're going to bring you to that next level. Plus, this is controlled. You're not handing a guy a bucket of dust and a crush duster, and 2 weeks later he's coming back being like, hey boss, I need another bucket of bait. Why do you need a bucket of bait, pal? You know, it's dust. It's a minute amount. What these guys typically do, and I've even seen it with my guys. I've seen guys go out and just crush those crush dusters as fast as they can and just empty them out in somebody's siding channels. Okay? That's not doing anybody any good. This thing and the Exacticide duster, no matter what you choose to use, are invaluable tools for exterior service, believe it or not, which will actually come in a later video. It will show you some of my methods for doing exterior service. My hopes for this channel is to be a resource for my peers and to have a better understanding with my customer base as far as what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what they're paying for. So I'm going to kind of cover different sides of the spectrum here. I'm going to cover things from customer service to, you know, equipment, tools, because I want my customers to know exactly what I'm doing. But I also want to be behind the scenes for them. I want to be behind the scenes to where they don't have to worry. I could send them a quick YouTube link and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Here's a video of something that I'm doing similar to what I just showed you guys. So that's what I've got. The Pesttool, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I think it's an invaluable tool, and you guys ought to rush to your local distributor to get it. I happen to get mine from Olam, but I believe Versalis carries them, and there's a few others. You can go to pesttool.com and check them out. I'll try to leave a link in the video, but again, bear with me. I'm trying to figure all this out. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/RobertsPest. Give us a call today, 636-243-0900, or check us out on the web at www.robertspest.com. And thanks for watching.